going on, YouTube? I'm here with another video, and today we're going to take a look at a 2018 Mercedes CLA250 and the Cadillac XTS 2013. And basically what I want to do is compare to see what matters to you. Is it the year? Is it the brand? Is it the size? And here to help me is my brother SP.
Right.
And of course, in case you watched the other video with the exhaust comparison, he has more than just that busted Buick. He also has this right here.
Being disrespectful, that Buick is clean.
The luxurious XTS. Alright, so basically, first thing I'm going to do is kind of take a look at the interiors and compare the size difference and the design difference. So we're going to go ahead and check out the Mercedes first and see what we have. Alright, so now we're in the interior of the Mercedes, and we're going to go ahead and let SP give his thoughts on the interior design and features.
So I think it's clean. You know, me first sitting in it, I feel like it's a Mercedes, so they always going to have something clean coming out. It's small, though. You know, I know it's different classes and all that, and I don't know the different classes. You know more about it than me, but it's clean. It ain't got no roof.
So this model definitely is closer to basic when it comes to features, with no sunroof, as you can see. And as far as size, we are talking about the something in the lines of the C class, and this is kind of like the coupe sedan in a sense. So it's kind of meant to have that sporty feel, which
that
means
seat is crazy.
Yeah,
it's small
with no space, as you can see. And I'm definitely not the tallest person, and seat space is not there. So
what's all these little buttons?
The only option we have on here is the dynamic settings, which is going to change your different drive modes. So once you start it up, we can see that.
That's cute. It ain't bad.
Alright, so you can go ahead and kind of try and switch the settings from here.
Comfort, sport, individual, eco.
So
that's nice.
So we have that.
Ah, okay. So this is another one of them race cars too? It's like a luxury race car?
To a certain degree. I mean, if I was to kind of put my thoughts on it, I'd say it's, you know, it's a sports sedan. No touchscreen.
That's crazy. See, I feel like Mercedes is supposed to come out there, swing. Well, I guess you gotta, you know, have the babies and then the big dogs, I guess. But for sure should be touchscreen at least.
I mean, the only benefit that I see to that is it keeps the screen clean. However, my expectation also was the fact that, or it was, I wanted a touchscreen. But I kind of got used to the controls, so, you know, it works.
How much is one of these?
I'm going to say, you know, this one is equipped somewhere in that high 30s, low 40s.
What's this little knob?
That's how you control your radio and navigation settings.
Okay, okay. And where the heated seats at?
It's not equipped.
Hey, Mercedes ain't got a heated seats?
It's an option, but not one that's set in this car.
That's crazy. I would feel like if you get a Mercedes, that's like, should come heated seat.
Standard option?
Yeah.
I agree. Another thing that I was kind of looking for and expecting, but I guess that's kind of why, you know, for the name, you get the name, but you don't get all the features. And I guess that's how they keep the price low. I mean, he has his knuckles in the view to show that they're a lot crisper than the other video he was in. So
yeah,
you know.
I was about as ashy as the Buick.
Yeah, you know.
You ain't even gonna help me out. You ain't even gonna tell me that I should throw some lotion on that.
Hey, the best videos is raw.
Well, I mean, you know, this car, alright. It's alright. It's clean. It's cute. It ain't for me though. I wouldn't.
So basically, you know, one thing I can't agree with is from a practical standpoint, it's small, like we said. But the design and feel, I would still give it points for that. So that's basically what we think about the inside. I mean, are you gonna touch on anything as far as the difference in how you would just kind of shift from, you know, a park to a drive to reverse, or any thoughts on that?
I mean, it sound, when I think about a Mercedes, I think about super quiet, super smooth. You know, I never really drove one, so you know, it's all on what I think of the name. And when I started it up, it didn't seem like it was crazy smooth. You know, I don't know if it's because it's got a turbo in it. It got turbo, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that got something to do with it, but it just didn't seem, when I drove it around a lot, I didn't feel like it was too much better than a Buick, to be honest with you.
So it's almost like a sign of not impressed, and maybe even a sign of disrespect to say not better than a Buick.
No, you disrespect the Buick.
Okay.
I mean, but it's alright though. It's a Benz.
Right.
If you want to go for the name. I
So,
don't know.
with that being said, talking about going for the name, let's take a look at the exterior again and kind of get a look around there and talk about the name. Alright, so we're back on the outside, taking a look at the exterior. And I mean, we're just going to let him go ahead and give his thoughts.
I mean, that thing clean. Now the outside, a lot of cars, I don't like the grills on them. Especially like the Lincolns and all that. Like, I don't rock with the Lincolns, the grill. Like, but that's clean. It looked like money. So, I like that. I like that a lot.
A luxury, aggression, sport all in one.
Yeah, I like that. That's clean. That's clean. Any color combo too, more than likely. That'd be. But this white for sure clean.
So we'll take it to the side angles.
And then that's when you kind of lose me when you come to the side. It's too small. Too small. I don't like how small it is.
I mean, I guess when you talk about the size, you know, the only thing I can say is when you look at the price point, that's where you kind of have to say this is the size you get for the price point. But at the same time, just kind of looking at small cars get small wheels, and we talking about, actually, the wheels are 17-inch, which for whatever reason it just looks small on the car, but it's a nice size wheel.
You know, I'm a big wheel kind of guy, man. You know, I'm putting 22s and 24s on my car, so you know that ain't gonna work. Well, especially I guess on a luxury car, you ain't supposed to do that. I put the wheels on. I had the wheels on the lack, you know, but nah, it's too small. I don't like little cars like that.
So, with that being said, the question is, with this comparison, do you go for the name of Mercedes or the size of the Caddy? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into this in a few, but there's definitely a size difference. This XTS is a lot larger than the CLA. And speaking of size, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a trunk comparison just to see what it is that you'll be getting when you talk about trunk space. So, we're talking about trunk space. And as you can see, I have boxes in the trunk, and what we're going to do, I couldn't get all three of the boxes that I had inside this trunk, so we're going to go ahead and take them and transfer them to the Cadillac and see if we can get them all in there, or just how it will look. Because as you can see, these two boxes are basically taking up a majority of the space in this particular car. And as you can see, with any kind of real world comparison, this trunk already has a little bit of action going on.
Yeah, I got my kids, they take over. They got all this stuff everywhere.
And we got one more box.
Oh,
the one that we had the stuff in the back seat. It's looking kind of tight.
But we get them in there though.
So if need be, clearly all three boxes plus some extra fit in this trunk comfortably. So when you talk about practicality, this one definitely trunk space goes to the caddy. And just for the sake of trying, we're actually going to see if we can get all three in here.
Hell no, man, leave that.
Huh?
First piece, I don't even do this piece.
Oh, no.
We needed to do.
Alright, so here we are with the caddy. And we're going to go ahead and let SP give his opinion on his luxury driver.
Well, you know, I pulled into a grocery store one day and I seen this car sitting there. That's when I had the Buick. And not Granddaddy, but the LaCrosse. And I looked at it, I'm like, man, that's a nice car. I like that car. So I always had my mind set on it after I seen it. You know, I end up getting it. And to be honest with you, I'm happy with it, man. I think it's smooth. I think it's big. It got the size for me and my girls. You know, it look good. You know, I'm red out. I love me some red, so I made sure it was red. And it got the roof, got the chrome. So, you know, I'm 100 with this car. I like it.
It's hard for me not to call him out.
That
He's
sound crazy.
100 with it, but let's tell him what it is that you're looking to do when it comes to keeping this car.
I'm trying to get rid of this joint. And I know that sounds crazy, but I need that Ram, man. I need that Ram for sure. I need that 2019 Ram. That's what I got my eye on. But it's a reason why. I got four-wheelers in that. We travel up north. I gotta haul them somehow. I can't haul them with the lag.
Which is a fair reason.
You know, so that's the only reason why I'm gonna get rid of this baby to go get that Ram, man. That's the only reason why. Because I got them four-wheelers and we ride up north and I gotta haul the bikes. That's it.
So overall, when it comes to exterior, which one is going to win that battle?
The lag to me. The lag, and maybe because of the size. I like the grill on the Benz better than the lag. But the overall look of it, I'll ride with the lag though.
Alright, so let's go ahead and take it to the interior. So before I even kind of start to talk about anything else, just looking at the rear space, we can see that this car seat sits in here nice and easy. And I don't think this is going to really sit in the Mercedes.
That ain't fitting in that Benz, man. That car seat ain't fitting in that Benz.
Man, it'll fit, but the baby probably won't fit in the seat.
It's not my baby, it'd be pissed.
Tight for sure in that Mercedes. Let's go ahead and look at some of the other features. And keep in mind, this here car is 5 years older than the C-Class Mercedes over there.
Right.
So let's talk about a comparison of features in your car and what your car has versus what we can get in that Mercedes over there.
Well, hell, the off top, I for sure got a roof. I mean, I know you said that's an option that one don't get, but I got a roof. And I got heated seats. I just got it washed. Somehow, some way I hit the fan, right? And I'm sitting here, I didn't know I did it. It's blowing on my back. I said, damn, my back is cold. And that's because I got the, I got the cool seats, I got the heated seats. For sure need that up here where we at when it's cold out.
Right.
The steering wheel, that one got a heated steering wheel?
That is, I want to say it's an option. I can't 100%.
That's crazy. If it ain't in there, it's crazy. So boom. So we got that, the fan, the heated seats. Now, this is the platinum though. So this guy is supposed to have everything in it. And if that's the baby, then it don't. Nonetheless, that's what we're working with. So we got the digital here, digital dash. Give me everything I need. Did that one have the digital up it?
Not a complete digital screen.
It had the little box.
Little cluster, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you put both of these together, it's bigger than that little, what you call that? What you call that little screen that's right there?
Basically what I call it is an iPad stamped to the center of the dash, which to me personally isn't attractive.
Nah.
But it's, it's the infotainment center or information cluster, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So overall, what we're talking about now is, are you going for name? Are you going for size? What is it that makes you pick this car over the other?
Well, this is the one that caught my eye. Me, I'm always going for what I think look the best. So, and if I can afford it. So the Mercedes that's this size probably would have been out of my price range, and I probably would have been like, nah, I ain't gonna rock with it. But this one, you know, it got the size, it got the price, it got the feel, the look I was looking for.
So we're being honest with the people, so it's not out of your price range.
That sound crazy. What you trying to say?
How much is the RAM? Even if you go used.
Used?
50 for the one that you would end up getting. So you can definitely get, and we know why you're getting the RAM, but to say it's out of your price range, let's not deceive the people.
He always trying to call me out.
I'm just saying.
But all right, you got it. I'm just saying, this is the one I saw. This is the one that I started looking up every day, saying, all right, I want that car. So this is the one I got, you know. If I would have pulled up next to that, I would have been like, all right, that's clean, and would have walked right in the store. I wanted this one when I saw it. So that's where I'm at.
That's fair. So now here's a question that's gonna, bite you in the ass in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just gonna ask them just so we can kind of get it on camera.
All right.
Does year matter?
Year doesn't matter as much as miles matter to me.
Okay, so it's years over miles. But we're gonna keep it yes or no. Does it matter?
No.
Year doesn't matter.
No.
Okay. Let's talk about design, because clearly, we know this one has the space. But if we say both of these cars have the same space, which one wins the design battle?
Oh wait. That one clean. It's clean. It's hard for me because I'm not a car head, so I can't picture how that one would be if it was the same size. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know, because that's what I see. So I would have to see one that's the same size. I like the lack, man. I like the lack.
All right.
If I'm just calling it how I see it right now at the moment, with me looking at that one, I'm going with the lack.
Now,
But I like the grill, but overall, I like the lack.
and the last question is, how much does the name of a vehicle matter? Is it brand? How much does that play a factor?
It may play a factor a little bit, to be honest with you, because if no disrespect to anybody that got a Toyota, but if you got a Toyota and you got a Mercedes and they both look the same, I'm probably going to say I want the Mercedes.
So let's try it a different way and say, this, exactly as it's designed, is a Toyota. Are you not going to get the car?
Ooh, I like that one. You kind of snuck that one on me. Oh. Nah, I'll probably still get the car. I'll probably still get this.
So
That's a good way of putting that. I like that. But
I think that's important, because some people look at name, and what they'll do is they'll say, oh, I heard that car, something happened 20 years ago, and so they'll have a bias for a car because of something that happened so long ago.
they do that to Dodge. They do that to Dodge all the time. All the time. Everybody, with Dodge is junk. They this and that. I love me some Dodge, man.
He just started back on the bandwagon, for the record.
That's crazy. But yeah, because of the Ram.
He was on the Intrepid wagon,
Right?
killed the Charger, killed a few other Dodges.
I was rocking with the Chargers for a moment. And then once I transitioned into the luxury side, that's when I kind of looked at the Charger and was like, well, nah, Chargers ain't really that cold.
So there's a bias.
A little bit. I'm a luxury lover. I like me some luxury over, what would you call a Charger? You would say that was a sport, right?
Sports sedan.
Yeah, I'm going for the luxury sedan over the sports sedan all day long. All day long. So, when it came, Dodge, I always loved Dodge. And I feel like that Ram got a little bit of luxury in it that allows me to go over to that side. More so than like Ford and Chevy. I think Chevy's is terrible.
Well, we're not going to talk about Chevy, because when it comes to the pickups he was looking at, that's a fair statement. However, when it comes to Ford, I think the key was cosmetics. The panoramic roof
That's a fact.
and a larger infotainment system.
That's a fact.
So the question is, if the Ford had those two things and the Ram didn't, which vehicle are you picking?
I'm still gonna go with the Ram because the outside, I still feel like the exterior of the Ram is better than the Ford.
So even though you're only getting a single size sunroof and a regular size radio.
Oh, you talking about if not the 2019? If I was going back to the other one?
If the 2019 didn't have those features in the Ram, but they did have those in the Ford,
then it'll probably be a price thing. How much more is the Ford than the Ram? I'll probably look at that.
so exterior doesn't play as big a factor.
No, but it damn sure plays some factor though. Oh yeah.
So basically, YouTube, what I'm trying to do here is cross and examine some of his statements, and I really would like
He
for
always
you
trying to call me out.
But I just want the people to kind of see if what he says is consistent when it comes to what he likes. So, fact is, the Ram has the screen, the Ram has the roof, and the Ford doesn't. So if we stick with facts, I mean the Ram, it's going to get it.
That's a fact.
So, I mean, what I will say is, people want to see the screen, not the arm.
Oh, my fault.
Hey, he's you know.
Hey, you know, I'm chilling.
He's too cool for the camera,
Hey,
YouTube.
man, you know what I'm saying? I be chilling, man. I be chilling. Go ahead, show the people.
So at the end of the day, in this video, I would agree, Cadillac wins. One thing I will say is driving certain vehicles does give you a certain feeling. And, you know, just kind of the name of Mercedes and driving it, I definitely like some of the, how they laid out the technology.
You look like you got money.
Appearances are very deceiving. But, you know, with that being said, I'm definitely going to do a separate video reviewing the technology and all of what comes in that C-Class car. And, you know, look forward to that. But as far as this, I'm on board with saying, you know, Cadillac wins. And that's kind of how that game...
That sound crazy. We never agree on nothing. Never agree on nothing.
Hey.
You're going to agree with me on this.
Oh, we're not comparing it. A fair comparison would be the E-Class versus this
A
car.
fair comparison would be that car versus Granddaddy after I take it out the car wash.
Well, we're not going to see it. He'll say some things that'll kind of put you out of sync. So, and to say we don't agree, it is rare. However, in this case, if I had to pick one, considering I do have kids, I do lug a few things around, I got to do what makes sense. So for me, it's not about the year. It's more so about, I can't even say it's about the name either, because I would assume most people think the Mercedes name kind of trumps the Cadillac name. But if you're just looking for what makes sense for you, or in this case, what makes sense for me, it's the Caddy. So on camera, we have something we agree on, and that's something we can end this video on. Until next time, we out.